What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about property coverage for your brewery insurance package. If you ever think about brewery insurance, which you probably don't, if you do, you're probably thinking about this coverage right here, because this coverage is the coverage that protects your stuff, your brewery, the stuff you make beer with. Let's dig a little deeper. Let's see exactly what it covers and what it does not cover, so you can know exactly what you're getting into when you're looking at your policy. Okay, so the first thing we're going to get into is what this does cover. The property section is going to be divided up into two basic parts, your building and your personal property. So let's talk about the building coverage first. Your building coverage is exactly what it says it does. It protects the building you're in, the building you're probably watching this video on your phone as you're standing inside of it as we speak. So it's the place where you make beer, where you probably make all your business decisions. It could have office space inside of it. Anything that the structure that you're actually standing in, that's what we're talking about. Now you could have multiple locations. You could, for example, have a brew pub, but you actually brew most of your beer in a separate location. Whatever the situation may be, the building part of the policy is going to protect your location and any other secondary locations, all on the same policy. Now there's a crucial add-on here that I need to talk about, and that is this. If you have anything bolted down, permanently affixed is the technical term, if it's attached to the structure itself, that becomes a part of that building coverage. If you have big pieces of equipment that are bolted to the floor and they're permanently attached, they are part of your building coverage. So keep that in mind when you're looking at how much coverage you have for your building. Okay, so now we're gonna get into the second part, the personal property coverage. Of course, I'm talking about your business personal property. I'm not talking about all the stuff you bring from home, and I have a really funny joke on the blog about this that you'll have to go check out to see what it is. I'm such a tease. The main thing you need to take away from this is that it's everything that is mobile. If you can move it around, if it's inside your property that you can pick up and carry somewhere else, it is business personal property. All the things you use every single day to make beer that are not permanently attached, those are business personal property, and they're going to be covered under this part of your policy. So if you've got a lot of that stuff, then you need to make sure that you have the correct amounts on your business personal property part of your coverage so you can be protected the right way. So what does this part cover you from? The main things are pretty much what all insurance covers you from, right? It protects you from things like fire, from wind damage, from lightning. It protects you from a car, from a customer driving straight into your brew pub or whatever it is. All of those things are going to be protected under this policy. Now there are going to be different levels of coverage based on the policy that you have, but the main thing you need to know is it protects you from the major things that are going to happen, and if it's not on there, chances are there's another policy or an add-on to this policy. Okay, so that was pretty easy, right? Well, let's now talk about what it does not cover, or at least what it doesn't cover as well. All your records, cash money that's laying around, accounts, any kind of paper material that has some sort of value or that is used in record keeping, none of that is going to be covered under this. You're going to need to find another way to protect that. Another thing that's not covered under this policy is anything that is below ground. Usually it's pipes, but it can be machinery below ground, so in the basement. So if you've got your brew house in the basement, go ahead and double check with your agent to make sure that that stuff is all covered, or that there aren't parts of it that are not covered, because then you could have a huge gap there. Other things that could be, if you have big landscaping on your brewery premises, sometimes that's not covered. You're going to have like trails, bridges, even trees, things like that. That could not be covered under this policy. Other things like animals, if you've got a brew dog man, which is great, Mr. Fluffy is not going to, who would have Mr. Fluffy as their brew dog name? Pilsner, your dog, is not going to be covered under this policy. Other things that aren't going to be covered are things like piers, docks. If you're on the water and you've got some big nice water features out there, watch out for that. That may not be covered. So that's pretty easy, right? I mean, nothing I said should be a major shock to you, but hopefully you have a better idea of what this coverage does and what it does not do. But also, I want you to know that it's a little bit flexible. Everything is going to be tailor-made for you and your brewery. If you have a particular location, if you've got a certain setup, it's going to be different for each one of you. If you guys have a brew pub, you are going to have a very specific set of risks that your policy is going to need to cover. If you've got 5 locations, a t-shirt shop, you've got a music venue, and you've got something else, by the way, way that's a real place. You are going to have a very specific policy that is going to cover all those different kinds of locations and risks. But if you're just starting out, basically you just moved what was in your basement to a building that you're now renting, you're going to need a very simple policy. Make sure you go over this with your agent, and honestly guys, if you don't know who to talk to, you do now. You can talk to us. We love this stuff. We love brewery insurance. We love breweries. We love helping people in the beer world. I do this because I love it. I'm passionate about it. We can hook you up with some of the best carriers in the business and protect you from almost anything that can happen, and make sure that if it does happen, you're set back up, you're protected, you're rebuilt, and you're going back and making great beer. Okay guys, that's it from me. Thanks so much for watching this. If you like it, please give us a big thumbs up. Why not go ahead and subscribe to the channel? And if you have questions, please shoot them my way or in the comments below. Thanks again so much. We really appreciate you guys. Talk to you soon.